قطر من تلت على دورنا سولا روبا خلديوس را رجول تنgat تانية عمنا مسكيدا مرتير تبغى لوين بالواضع ما تقلد كده على تل البلواضع متمخر يدر تيار كل البنغلاد من قطر الذي كم تقل بخصوص راي بدول مرقلاي مربوط بلاو يلوم برقلاي ما سيد بلاو President Paulus marugul senators, Speaker Anastasio, Speaker Kanay marugul delegates, governors, legislators, Chief Justice Ngiray Galaw, marugul justices, Vice President, members of cabinet. Tiga tugubat sila kyak sangargi dengan artiar elal tutau mar adara belaw ngara ayang almor hocharigi mga artiar ablur belaw sins. Kita تيال بريس كونفرنس كده لما تيجي كمان على التوتام البطاقة ضمت مقلة دي قطر أولى كده أبداً واسه سلسلة دولني is coming on Sunday مال دي تريب مدة دي سل شادل يصير على السلسلة واسه أيجال جريد المطمق ريد الجريد سلسلة أملا ممرك من ملقط الأوريور بايس كده من متر أثليت سريد turai seguido hace allí que el mo eli allí mira el مليك رايجل 11 الغاروس الفينيو فضلوا تيال امرين اسول لا بلورا تايوان رايجل نيس ولا مسكيد كده من رشيد القط مق رايجل فينيو ريد مقدم له ريبون كاترا قدول مورا ايجل سيل فاليبول را لونج ايلاند مورا مورو جيرا ابلورني ولا سيل triathlon facility دين weightlifting and ma gym facility ra amiuns ma uran ramiuns ma igar omius ramiuns ma atiale swimming el bled upgrade ringi emera track and field kita mesetia abesel it's like a brand new track and field dirigal mlera uran dra asahim kada namesagel improvements mora asahi mora ira mesasel el monia beach wrestling ملي continue مورا ملغيوق مثل سيل archery facility را سيل غوران درا ملغيوق المورو غير سيل triathlon راني وان من شغلو تيال لمرين اسوله لا chairman ريدرا organizing committee تيال games president تلي وغردو era amring lurere lingi matial trial adal تيال organizing committee you know ngatmok ريدر غير تيال games الا كده all تاو تيال لوريو mang present telaya ti soong on behalf of other belau imal mering asuda mara aurior nam katong kumera alsil se som maulan maskam ko radi update rigidra uk tian bral mail next week rigida ma or taw tertial aurior mamadar triala edik tri tiagin malungil isel belau matigida blogo dongali aigal nomre gal mini games adim le tal tela ewaldar tal aya totally these are athletes di belare langa mo lo di record sel lerul telal merul dart agira de los the proud other belale también sense de los tartire te kertir langa la craigen estimate di puede ser chairman o sikrola sigo o sigo termodel yer miguel model epise moria al badri tigala surang presidente chairman
Sulang President Whips, total mera Minister Srogoy, Ambassador Sir, thank you, and all the members of Pacific Policing Support Group, thank you for being here. President Diguay sa Adabela Rogul was a Wayel Blamdo, la Eric Lopsey, Malubeng Ewang, Yora Omumure, Gidamo Penetial Game Regib. So the game will start kick-off at 5 p.m. will be seating at the National Track and Field over at the campus at PCC. This game involves 10 compulsory sports, athletics, archery, athletics men, women, archery, sa Almardil, aquatics at sa Almardil, baseball 3x3, men and women, basketball, and that's actually a qualifying event for the World Championship. Beach volleyball, men, women, indoor volleyball, men, women, judo, men, women, baa, men, women, table tennis, men, women, including a para competition, and triathlon men, women. The optional sports as host, we ask that we put in the sports, so baseball, men only, softball, fast pitch, women only, wrestling, men, women, including beach wrestling. The sports, archery, ang aring tournament director niya, Joe Chilton, ang arapuran dramalgeo, kaya mo 100% ready to receive the competition. Athletics, tournament director ng gagi del ngartiang ang wakla sola daw, National Track and Field at PCC. Baseball, Reagan Sidoy, Nippon Stadium, right behind this wall. Basketball, 3x3, Mia Cuarte, tournament director, Spider Team, new and refurbished Spider Team. Judo, Jennifer Anson, Mune's multi-purpose team. Softball, Carol Ngiraidis, tournament director, Mune Softball Field. Swimming, Judy Otto, National Swimming Pool, Mune's. Table tennis, Mitsue Ngiray Lamsam. Tiagire President di Imol Sports, agi mo mes ramas mo sa amal nga rin niya, kloko rakap singera ang imlodor mas padong. Lalagang girel mo siyo kalabasyon do bornye. Dia ka alternative days, dia ka alternative basyo elak. Siya di Imol, kloko lalo nga rin niya, magidiri ka mo mes na gelmas. At triathlon, Lia Asan Umal nga rin makangtak. Merkong 100% ready to start as you saw. Phil Tony, Amune seaplane ramp. Ambassador, this seaplane ramp was built in 1930, was bumped in 1944, and received repair in May of 2025. So it's about 83 years since the end of World War II. So if there's a seaplane ramp that would land in Imelig, they can easily roll up to Munes with no issues at all. Volleyball beach, Ngarmal Park, also known as Long Island, Tila Asanuma. Indoor volleyball, thanks to our Ocean Conference President, their venue is a national team. Weightlifting, brand new Munes multi-purpose team, or Munes Elementary School team, or Munes Community multi-purpose team, to be on the safe side. Wrestling will be Karma Ayong Cultural Center and Palau Friendship Bridge for the beach volleyball. In terms of accommodations, we did not got ribbon yet because the renovation still dirgamalmol. But Koror Elementary School will accommodate 459 athletes from American Samoa, Papua New Guinea, Guam, and Samoa. And some of the athletes are Mlami Mitangara village. Mincenti High School will host 185 strong team from Fiji. Palau Community College will house CNMI, Cook Island, FSM, RMI, Norfolk Island, Tokelau, Tuvalu, and New Zealand. Niue will be the lone country that will not be participating in this competition. Maristela will accommodate Blura Kiribati, Tonga, 115 athletes. George P. Harris Elementary School will be accommodating the 3 French-speaking countries, New Caledonia, Tahiti, Wallis, and Futuna, 282. Palau High School will accommodate Solomon Islands, Vanuatu, Australia, and Nauru. As we speak this morning, Solomon Islands might have a little bit smaller team to be cut in half, depending on what's happening in Solomon Islands. So that's the only. Siya di imol, ilay siya president na Solomon Islands, ilgire la plungela at team. Munes Elementary School and Koror will host team Palau. 222 strong members of Team Palau. Di kay gire ilaman mereng asulira rogul adar belau. Most of ilmei kada otke tirga rogul adat matirgal kla dole del mera dur belau al sugo monia dia du ile presente telgi bul ngatia man ngatia.
Okay. Dem sula urde sadra mutelte alle diregal mo toram brigen lengari to go bet rokya gar yedre nonsense. So first of all, good morning, Ambassador Sharp. We are grateful for the support of the Australian government in the Pacific Policing Initiative. And we are joined here today by Captain Sergeant Bevan Four, and also from the PNG, and Commander Adrian Morton from the AFP, along with our Director Elobot and Lieutenant Gibbons. This morning, we'll be signing an MOU between Australia and, of course, our Ministry of Justice. And this is an important initiative. This is, as you know, one of the most important things for the games is to make sure that we are safe. And we are grateful for the support. So, maulam sa initiative. I give the floor to the Minister of Justice to give us an
Thank you, Mr. President. And all the proper readings have been conducted. So I would just like to add a very warm good morning to all the hardworking men and women in blue who are out there working to ensure that we're safe. As the President has said, we are here this morning to sign off on an MOU between Palau, particularly the Ministry of Justice, with the government of Australia, in terms of policing and security assistance that we will be receiving for the duration of the games. The MOU consists of, first, it is an initiative from the Pacific Island Chiefs of Police annual conferences, and this will be sort of the first time that it will be rolled out, and we're grateful for the existence of PICP, which has been in existence for many years. Regional chiefs of police getting together on an annual basis to talk about similar and mutual security interest and issues around the Pacific region and finding collective solutions to address those problems. So through that initiative, we have what we're calling the Pacific Police Support Group, and Commanders Morton and Gore are here. They arrived on, I believe, Saturday with the initial group. The rest of the group will be here on the 28th. So we, as the President said, Ambassador Sharp, we are very grateful for the additional manpower as well as the expertise, the skills, and the assets that are coming in as part of this package. We are anticipating large crowds, in addition to incoming athletes of over 2,000 spectators, as well as the local community. We're anticipating large crowds in specific areas as well as throughout the overall community. So this assistance, a trained a group of regional police, is very, very appreciated and will greatly help the local enforcement efforts in ensuring orderly and a safe environment for not just the athletes, but for the overall community as well in Palau. So we're very grateful for this assistance, and I will let Ambassador Sharp sort of introduce his team. But before that, I would just like to acknowledge the police director, Director Curtis Elobot, and Detective Lieutenant Libu Gibbons. He will be the local counterpart in the EOC command post for the games. And I would like to mention also Chief Fabian Ngiramanyor, the patrol chief, who will be overseeing the central dispatch operations that will be doing roaming patrols as well as standard response for community complaints and responses they come in during the duration of the games. So Ambassador Sharp, I'll hand it over to you to introduce our partners.
Thank you, Minister, and thank you, Mr. President. It's wonderful to be here this morning to observe the signing of the MOU, authorising the deployment of the Pacific Police Support Group under the auspices of the Pacific Policing Initiative in support of these important mini-games. The Pacific Policing Initiative is a major regional initiative with Australia's backing, aimed at strengthening collective peace and security through the Pacific. The initiative is Pacific-led, with endorsement by the Pacific Island Forum leaders, and with Pacific Islands Chief of Police leading the design of the initiative. Australia is backing it through financial support of around Australian dollar 400 million over 5 years, and long-term technical support to ensure the initiative delivers on the aspirations of Pacific countries. The PPI is already benefiting all participating Pacific Island countries, including Palau, through enhanced police capability, training and collaboration opportunities, which includes specialist training at regional centres of excellence, training at state-of-the-art Australian Federal Police facilities in Brisbane, training and deployment as part of the PPSG, and ability to call on the PPSG for additional law enforcement capacity if required. And we're seeing this Pacific-led model here in action in Palau. This PPSG deployment will provide a surge capacity to Palau law enforcement and police officers to maintain the safety, security and dignity of all who participate at this Pacific mini-games. It's an important moment for Palau, with the eyes of the region upon it, and Australia is proud to work in partnership with Palau to support a successful games through providing the financial and logistical support for this deployment. The lessons learnt from this deployment will also ensure Palau is best prepared to host the Pacific Island Forum Leaders meeting next year, which will come with its own unique security challenges. I want to thank the President and the Minister for being strong supporters of the Pacific Policing Initiative and the decision to request and support this deployment. I think it will clearly demonstrate the strengths of this Pacific-led model and what we can achieve when we work collectively to meet the region's needs. I'd now like to pass to Detective Inspector Adrian Morton from Australia and Chief Sergeant Bevan Gore from Papua New Guinea to speak more about the composition of the deployment and the nature of their operations during the Games.
Thank you, Ambassador. Mr. President, honoured and high-ranking Palauan officials, Ambassador, Director, ladies and gentlemen, we are humbled and very honoured to be here today, I guess, as a part of a Pacific-led initiative to support policing and security needs of the Pacific. By the Pacific, for the Pacific is the mantra of this, when it was endorsed by all the Pacific Island Chiefs of Police in August last year, including from Palau. And as indicated, this is just one of the iterations of it to support the Pacific Mini Games, which is a planned event with security and policing needs that might need a greater response. The PPSG is also trained in high-level disciplines to support the more unfortunate elements of policing and where Pacific Islands might be in need as well for unplanned events such as cyclones or tsunamis and other pieces like that. As was mentioned, this is an initiative of the Pacific Island Chiefs of Police, 22 chiefs from across the Pacific, and the deployment at the moment comprises of 12 Pacific Islands from across those policing territories. Now, the PPSG is an ongoing deployment with training, 3 lots of groups of training each year, and it won't just be these 12 Pacific Island Chiefs that get to train their people. Any of the Pacific Island Chiefs of Police can add to any of those deployments and be trained in high-level policing capabilities to deal with situations like this, but to be supported with the technology, the training and the capability. As an example, and working closely with the director and the detective lieutenant here, we've brought over radio technical assistants, we've brought over special technical officers with cameras and drones, body-worn tracking devices and other pieces like that. Now, all of this is to support the BPS. They're in the lead. This is at the request of the Palau government. We are definitely here as invited guests, and we're here to support, but to be guided by the experts on the ground. Bevan, anything else that you'd like to add?
Yeah, President, Ambassador, Minister. I was also part of the PPI program. Last year we did a first deployment to the Chodom, Samoa. Yes, and got some experience from there. And then during this early this year, we did also assisted in the Vanuatu the earthquake. So from this experience, we developed into this training for this coming for 6 months. We'll be done to 2 months done, and we have another 4 months to go. It will be an ongoing since my commissioner from PNG is the chairman of the program. So with his help, we will still continue to drive more into this program and to assist our Pacific island countries in upon the host countries' request and invitation. Yes.
Mr. President, before we proceed on to Palau signing off on the MOU, I would just like to mention the name of the countries that are part of this regional assistance. So we have Australia, of course, and FSM, Fiji, the Marshall Islands, Nauru, Niue, Sinai, Papua New Guinea, Kingdom of Tonga, Tuvalu, and Vanuatu. So those are the 12 participating countries that will have members of their police force, trained police officers be here as part of the Pacific Police Regional Assistance during the games. And again, on behalf of the ministry, we would like to really express and highlight the importance of this assistance towards our local law enforcement. Not just the number of officers that will be here, but the assets that will enhance our efforts, as well as the strategic planning that has already started to take place between yourself and and Lieutenant Gibbons. So, Mr. President, without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and sign off on behalf of the Republic of Palau. All other participating nations have signed the MOU, so it is just Palau now signing off and accepting the assistance.
Do you want them to stand behind you?
Yeah, perhaps you
Witness?
can, Director and Adrian. Yeah, the director. Di mo ulitin. Yep.
You can stay here. We're not quite done. One more signature. So first of all, once again, thank you, Australia. Really, this is incredible support, and we thank the 12 countries because, you know, it's about sharing, and it's about caring, and it's about working together to ensure it's Pacific-led, Pacific-run to take care of ourselves. And so it's really a great opportunity for us to learn from each other. So with that, Minister accepting, I have to authorize these officers to act on our behalf. So I'm going to sign a Presidential Directive 2567, which authorizes the members of the Pacific Police Support Group to act as policemen. So with that, I'll sign this directive. So this 25th day. You can go to work. Okay.
Veladora.
Siguro mo. Sula. Since ako nga signing, normal mo nga signing. So, el tuta, hindi rin el partra gira da mlisi ini, seluror gira la territory ma boundary rir. Mang tiar task force magtatara al marun, el south tiar boundary rir ma regal dona regal blue mliak rir. tiar task force magtatala uriol المرولة يجل نيا وال negotiation ولا بقول يجل بلون نيويورك يجل ما دي تال لما تروح لباندرينيا of course FSM دي كده من مول من مرة إندونيسيا ما هو ريبين مثل extended continental shelf الدوري الجيرة من الموتر التايم تياو نرى لا والديل نرى ولا سل ministry كده MPII di kita ambil se tiang adiri kan involve adil will lo mungkin la baby rablu tial el BS el executive order awal bol lo asek moria co-chair amo minister a state diri kan mo appoint a vice chair el minister of agriculture and fisheries and environment le kadam sadra atora da meng Kau tu terla pada ni orang asing, tiada kal best, ndi wa improve ringi, dolisi ringi muncul del mutel, semisi aurera dara, autor kaklela akarin sela pelwada la, lo mungkin lagi baby rabelu, mungkin girel nia adru ledra ungela an class bermusel negara UN, so diri kaltara sodro ais ringi. Será dangara yunak tial rio nombre el Oceans Conference dengan naranis en noria tele del mitro mugela ablura FSM tiatara makatatalo sa odria igal blura Pacific lo hace cloud to tele la igel kidam venga se adol admiral me noria tele la bebira blul mo dibus egit sel dolura rense de kodur tuir sel gotan arbabel el dol emnuguril erul dartal maen معلومة مرسل تقول لا يجي التبلو البلو السوم مودي بوس يجي البلو من مدة قصيدة تقول سير غربا بالدول من أمر هذا الروليرا سيل أوشنز كونفرنس كده ما FSM هو دكتور كليل واسي يجي كده أملا مطموق الواسين غرين سيلا تقول لا FSM بلو بلاو مودي بوس أنغايا على دي قدر سيم مودي بوس عندي let's say di sia de change sel friendship dio susil lor tira sel di bla bla ta tibi rangaramo ese aso de global logosiu dire gal podosferi moregal bebra blu blu khriye de de qado di al sumo dol tira qra tela moyal de ngari rablulat embrar modibusa ablura a helen to obey aiga reality get the face ya dol gori ase di gelo de na trok lo ase de sel abluat lol mon lo ase من تيقتول نرال ينبولبا تغلى البلو اللي يوكر جيد من كلوتو تريلا مينستر ستيت ما مينستر agriculture and fisheries and support la minister جيد MPII minister obiang artialurio so roise mosai bere komitelo convertia witness okay Milan 25th day. Okay. Sula. Ya belum pasang kiri ilmu telur tiap orang kau mana betul. Okay. Masih kadang ni update terkini dah. Agak gitu le. mini games dik shelo se last press conference كده المره lang there's been a few different meetings at Black Mari sel got amnar sel blura shabal play attend sel meeting ara future of Asia tamle invite tergid el mong el mnaniat level uk omtera blur belau المساعدة the use of sustainable oceans and I think most importantly يد المهندس ده saying include to trela دي قد سيد الدي مساعدة أمير دي رجال جد مساعدة أسبق كلا لو جل أكلنا جدا سي كده عملوا الموضوع بس بير أبلا الإكزامبل and how كده ملت مغلو رول كده ميل اللي أورور بلا تيا بلا تبرجين مرا باسيفيك أو مرجين مرا بدولا سيد واسي كده قرام لار سي يجي وال كنتينيو رول الملورتيال UN Oceans Conference el narira ablu ranis ma manako actually nari sel blue economic forum this other voice was a sel forum of course gid amna mo do disel baimne to trela ablur bela amle co-chair la mangela ablura France ter bela ter bela per se, of course, none other than Ambassador Hidra UN. Ilana Sid, Msirata Garceta Malo, I say, Palau. And you know, throughout Unaging, it was clear, was a impact, even though the Gabriel Blue, the Mofiller impact, a blue Belal, not only at the Economic Forum, Serra the Bertial Unak itself, Ambassador Amadou. Ministra modo mugida modo lom ter belal el push ayel gida umra sem close to trel tol kirela oceans so adik pas kami abebira I think highlights and doing el waseng mlado gida sera yuna kara Portugal kadam le first el blue that stood up waseng gira ngari moratorium malo kada precautionary pause ara deep sea mining le blue bela already bans it ndi kada masader tial الكلونيال دبادة من يقرأ قبل الأذر روجير غير هذا الموضوع اللي ضروري وهذا التملي اللي قال قانا إذا ما دخل سيد الريفرسي مقدم له فورس كده ما في جي ما اف اس ام إلى السيلز إملا مضاري 7 البلوها open gate and we want that number to continue to climb in fact at the end of this month I'll be back at ISA Cell International Seabed Authority lagi dam tinggal saya ablu ram regela Trump now said the Mongis. Anyway, let's follow international law, let's follow standards, and let's make sure whatever we do and لقد التمليت تيال كده already fragile important to look at again. Close to Trel Badodonlea, Ablura France is also leading the way. Yeah, Ablur Belau, Ablura French Polynesia, documental that just came out. There was a scientific article. Explain why we should take this precautionary approach. Scientifically, economically, it doesn't make sense. So we need to continue to build the momentum. Collectively, we need to raise our voice. What happens in the Eastern Pacific is going to affect all of us. Klolom Southern Cell, Yunaga Cell Daseng. BBNJ, that's the biodiversity beyond national jurisdiction. Kita mdengna se Blue FSM at the UN UNGA 2023 tiram le first el sign. Di temlom yo ratify, so we take the credit to say kita le first el ratify. Kita le tri ang adel sign, but we became the first to ratify. Kita mdengna sula lolbira kalulal. We can lead the way. And up to you naging dirgam le 20 samel el blue amla sign on el mo ortial BBNJ or mla ratify mla 60 amla sign on in the ratification process and we need to ratify them by the end of this year. We need to reach the number of 60 to make it go into effect. A good news at UNAC imlangalakra 50. And so we hope by UNGA, amlangalakra 60. So, this year again, blue, but we've had an opportunity to really make an impact on the oceans. We're a big ocean state. So one of the things that I emphasize is the small island states. We're big ocean states. Boss, the SIDS, the boss. Anyway, so actividad social share say hindi kami na opportunity between that aklora blura Geneva in Switzerland and no attender cell disaster risk response conference. One of the challenges that we have when it comes to preparedness and disasters is something that we all need to talk about and we all need support. Not only do they need to fight but they also need to help us be prepared. And that requires coordination, that requires sharing of information and working together among. Other ITU, I know Minister Adrigania conference or ITU that's happening right now, but they talked about their support, they're helping us gather data, helping us with cybersecurity and other ways that they can improve telecom. Lastly, on our return, of course, I stopped and I gave the commencement address at La Sierra University. Just so happened, of course, Moded was graduating, so I was able to attend the graduation and give the commencement address and receive an honorary doctorate. So the doctorate was because of the and it's really an honor mera ablur belau degal honor merigin honor mera ablur belau kadiregal sadro aisro ase auka rolela a disbursement cell 480 mulmur eli I say as of yesterday almost half fertile recipients have now received Aududir in one day. But we hope that anyway, and we've been able to disperse again through the mortir. Update and I'm sure you have many questions. By Liga Vice President Murgadi update again look highlights ministry and then maybe we'll open up for questions. Go ahead.
Balwil tutaw presidente will tutaw ministers marbekladro hui. President ministry ra hospital lang direct maldirmur pilgirel mini games la marngi sel emergency operation center hospital niya few namo maybe month ago le established aureoral multi prepared tigil girela toera guru natial clone second adramo balloon meran sila balloon belaw so they're well prepared for niya presence na medical team ra galbek kal basura sporting events direkal ngaringia basur team na PCC so tirgel gidil athletes mar adrablo tirgel uspe agora support relato era health malubing medical issues altir kay gidia basyo ni at the same time in the hospital gida direct blood prepare ni lo me gidil para emergency malubing gidil incidents ra athletes mal direct atrablo para mornia bubal girir di regal di guway so was ibal regular service ra hospital mal di malbol dia kalwara mornia o rabatak ni di bolo dengan adrablo was sa dia atra Ministry of Health and Human Services sa malbol man antap partial to era tial mini games ang umu rabalor belaw ongerung di guay si president was sel hemodialysis unit trigger hospital se laringi sel first phase ni nomrek ra few months ago el asel second phase ni mal dir ngam le complete laringi for opening ringi and then in lamo muy low reor pilgirir adrablo belaw rohui Miguel estude ngaringia 11 al hemodialysis machine Kalingia Urior, Rabektan Sins, except Ral Wednesday, sa ikit dia kahe mo na nasisringin di Bektan Sins, yang hari ini ay gigi di President, taway suakal ko na di announce, kira lang ito ko yung ramin school din. So,
Okay, sulle Vice. Dilaste Pascal Minister, betul medil update kita rauk legal pas.
Presidente, madung total maradrogui. Polgril almel mini games, sa modo lirsel bus service rigid. Ma kita mengingat mo el time mengaring sel bus el mutra babal dawal May. Again maradrong la Orion magida la capital abekal sins. Again malmol. Hindi kada modo lir. Morni ako pas al mal der mutra gel venues. Abekal lagi estimate ni abekal ko del room en talo liwek. Sel bus ko tiang maradrong la ice pack sel mula true value. Hindi kada ngaratal siga masem mo maray. Yung connection ringi rogol ngaray erong lamalas me Vice President el ensure tregal okay gargit el med el hotelal el dart sibil bi mokal masrabas targi pam launch ringi ako rabe es el boy morning ay gidele pass bagi mo malas pel audio relo ngela o perdreu betregal rogul gidele partner sergit umoso pe el mara pas sergit el al time es el masrabas en wandala tal mga sebeteng saya akan change. Di kada modo lir mo bio trarogul athlete sa kumsum somi ngara pasas delal 3 May merklubasel during the mini games. Ya kum di hara ralu yo klub. Emro kong edisi il bimok kalmas emteng rabas el mumre kaki. Kita pardola sa me ngawakal mga sir athlete sengi magi mo announce soon na gyoro lo banggela kami tit mong magang mo otru reger. Kenal time sa dolo martel lobby sa gidra MHRCT dira one stop. Hindi ko daw mesel mo nila PCC, may gal hotel, may gal ko na restal stowal marat ko. Sige daw ko na daw mesel niya, kung di mo lagi mo announcer niya kung tabin sa bela director alangan, labay Friday mo kumakain sa podi, giro ko stop sa rabas. Dito siya ka mo mas kumiyo, kapir sel schedule, may giro ko bus stops. Nga sel tiyang mamidya sa lo mesel niya, and digitally mo email na gila ko. Sige daw, presidente ko rin ako sa numero nila.
Nusad el sun suado no mesaklo la miun se kadu mum kadu mesaklo lo se mem kadu mesaklo la ira mes. Ya di 20 dala na kaber.
Di mas emteng al mas. Adi tal gi mo mesingira lang ajal ko kim sa ngara babal da batri blo roy. Your cost ma availability rabas gi mo mes sa mati pe. Wala.
Okay, apa ya? Imalang mo kamangal mo dum halak ska ate ala radra media bay mo giragir.
Malungil tutaw kakangkle ka Corbil alon sa Omteira TMC Palau. My question is for the mini games. Then, since there are so many teams coming from all the Pacific Islands or across the Pacific, who are the high-ranking officials that are going to be coming, and do you plan to meet with them, not only in welcoming them, but also collaborative efforts and strengthening our ties as Pacific nations?
Oh, that's a good question. Currently, ndiri kada boda shula setu ata trigal high-level officials alme. We haven't had any. I don't have confirmations yet, but we are. There is one meeting of other Olympic Taiwan that is coming on Sunday. So we are meeting them and of course thanking them for all their support. Rauka, Malia Timargidra Yakun Muraba, Lura Taiwan, I'm Narcel 2 months. I'll train. So we're grateful for that support and I know there's officials coming, but they're all clear. As you know, flights getting in and out of Palau are pretty full. So sige tara issue lagi facing. For example, nga Morsel Micronesian Island Forum, which is happening at the same time. Ngara Marshall Islands. So I have to be here. and why welcome our guest in May forum amara at exactly the same time ra tarablu. So we can expect us to get. They understand that I cannot be there. They understand that that's in me. Like they're running at the same time. So let's say the presidents mga amo maningat tirame because St. Micronesian Island Forum is happening in Marshall Islands at the same time. But I'm sure maybe they'll have their vice presidents or other people that will be coming. We haven't got the confirmation yet, so we can share that later. But you're Maral Waise, they got the level, not only athletes getting together, hindi rin kami at level continue malisi ragal dalwil rather walit. And as you saw by the policing initiative, and it's beyond just the games. Hindi rin opportunity working together at our police to learn and to expand. Hindi rin hospital, kung sa other Shinkong are sending their team al Merbelal mo helpful. Hindi rin boost up hospital. Magaya te alra igar games and we're hosting, but we learn from each other and really build our capacity of Merbelal to handle our own challenges. So, sure.
Il tutaw.
Ito. Welcome home.
Just out of curiosity, President Kamla mentioned Pacific Islands Forum. Nga rin ako update tulwa sa Solomons to mo allow ra Taiwan mo observer or with is the
So, ngari a 1992 agreement,
yes.
which Umarelo say, come on, Rogon Adra Pacific agree that that's the agreement that we need to uphold. Mnari a question on media New Zealand several months ago, matulgera question maktase. I think what's important for all of us to understand, a meeting in Morena Pacific Island Forum, Solomon Islands, is not a Solomon Island Forum. It's a Pacific Islands Forum. Material Rogon Adala Pacific material partners should be able to attend. So, tamnarte trigal adara trigal walom tera forum and representing the different countries and 3 regions. And so I brought up the issue was say the help our friends in Solomon Islands understand was say make sure that everybody participates. And so mga ablul modam allowing level. Let's say Taiwan adam allowing and you shouldn't be a host. My understanding up until this point, I was Taiwan will go and maintain their status and conduct their meetings as any other forum. Say abrak from Solomon Islands and other team that I brought the issue up with. So forum is responsible. I think we will have a both a will forum ra Abdullah Solomon Islands emalmol mele next year bela host mun albert bela abrasina mal welcome let atala the partners of Terrigal BBW and that's the same courtesy that we would extend and they look the bela masing bana adasina merbelo no open just like Abdullah Solomon Islands. So I think it's circle to tell Saudaria Regal Blura Tayo. We respect each other's sovereignty and decisions and we come together collectively as a forum. Sige da gira del mongulri and kadat magalorel malmol maloma sagel kita we can work together gira adada ma abelwat.
Just last question. It's not about the mini games. I think mo enough information na black ngarse. But last week before, for Minister of Justice, I've been covering the drug issues. I noticed not most all drug charges el plan file raporta with the help of a confidential informant. So I was wondering if that's the only technique or the most prevalent technique los police at this time. other forms of kurakuk regular police other than sila ka confidential informants and marasa ba ito put mo for successful convictions ra truck.
Kaman Masal. Yeah, so the use of confidential informants sa makatiratal tara investigative method ng spelling our police, particularly in drug cases. So it remains as one of our tools, but there are other methods that we're also utilizing in working with, for example, working with other local as well as regional law enforcement agencies, and we share intel. So I go sa intel, isa pa amal analyze sa intel, and that will lead to not just potential drug cases, but in other types of criminal activities, and including human trafficking, online gaming. So a lot of that is based on shared intel between agencies, both local, customs, immigration, regional. We also have a member Interpol. So we have access to that information through our national security coordinator. So that's a big help. Also, we have upcoming trainings through the U.S. Embassy that will sharpen our capacity in financial auditing, investigations, accounting, forensics. That will also in the drug criminal arena, and will tied into other types of crime through the United States is offering 2 sets of training in the upcoming July, August. Al-muhel para kama albida capacity kama musab amal bukom sa tuwera, although then and link those to criminal activities. So and then we also continue to rely ourselves. The oldest method out there is reporting. So we remain and anybody to report not just potential drug activities, but other activities. So sige dia remain tara mautal method, including the CI method, but then dirg effective. So we continue to rely on those.
Good morning. From the Civic Media Networks and covering the games. Yes, I've said a couple of questions about that. The first was with the Pacific Mini Games being one of the few times all our nations get together that isn't political or some sort of ecological crisis. I was wondering what you were hoping that the guests to Palau would be taking away from their experience here over the next couple of weeks.
Well, first of all, James, welcome to Palau, and it's great to have you here and being able to report on the games. I think Palau is well known for many things, but I hope that the games will show our warmth and our hospitality, and really what brings us together as Pacific people. I think one thing that I always say is that in the Pacific, you never go hungry because we always make sure that you're well fed. And maybe that's something that we need to sometimes hold back on, but we always ensure that you're well fed, because that's how we show our love. And really, we hope that the games is really an opportunity for us to continue to build those relationships. We were talking to the athletes a couple days ago, and two of our currently the head of the Youth and Sports Committee in the Senate and the Youth and Education and Sports Committee in the House, they're both former basketball stars. from previous games. And you know, they've developed relationships, and this is, I think, one of the opportunities that we get is to building those partnerships, those friendships that can help us really expand and tackling other issues, whether it's climate change, it's ocean protection, it's these are our opportunities to get together, to share, build those relationships so that we can work together on the world stage to fight for those issues that are important for us as Pacific Island brothers and sisters. So.
Just to follow up on that, because the next Olympics, we're very early in the Olympic cycle, obviously, but the next Olympics being in LA and then the one after that being in Brisbane, there's a clear focus in the sports world on Oceania. Do you see Palau's athletes, the international athletes, as sort of being ambassadors for the country or promoters for the country as well over the next 8 years?
Absolutely. That is so important. And I think it was the Sydney Games that was the first games that Palau was allowed to participate in. We became, and that was what, I think 2000. And there was so much, I think, pride in Palau to be able to have our flag raised and walk into the Olympic Stadium in Sydney. It's an opportunity for the world to know where Palau is, because, you know, I was at another conference and I had said that usually the name is bigger than the dot on the map. And so it's sometimes hard for you to find us. But really, especially happening in LA, it's on the other side of the Pacific. And then now the next one will be in Brisbane on the other side of the Pacific, bringing more focus to the Pacific. And one of the things that we're also trying to work on is working with Australia to host a Pacific Cup. Because to bring the focus to the Pacific, we've been to Baku and we've been to Dubai and we've been to Sharm el-Sheikh. They're all almost in the same area. And now it's going to go to South America, to the Amazon. But what about the Pacific, which is the largest ocean and the biggest impacts are being suffered in the Pacific. So, you know, it's these kinds of things, bringing the focus so that not only for tourism, but also on issues that we face as islands. And yeah, so exciting. Yeah. And I'll just add that we're also really excited because Qantas now, of course, connects Brisbane to Palau, but it connects New Zealand too, because now you can just stop there and hop over. I'm just hoping that soon we'll have 2 flights a week. But I know that they're having 2 flights coming in for on Saturday to bring the athletes. To make sure that we have a lot of people, but I think that's what happens with these games is we build connections, and that's what strengthens us. Because I always like to say, Senor, he says better together. I say we're stronger together.
Thank you.
Okay, well, thank you. I know it's been wow, it's only an hour and 10 minutes. Oh, no more questions? So thank you, first of all, Omran Bsulang, our Adra Media. It's always good to be able to share what's happening and most importantly, keep the people informed. And I know the next couple of weeks during the games, you're going to be busy. Probably won't have any press conference, right? Maybe we'll skip the press conferences because there'll be enough press going on until right after the games, then we'll have a press conference. But I just want to highlight, Dabei sulit trigel tira masyori da other bella rabe kalsils. Kalsils en togo betsel burde. Dilan Nirmidon. Only one today. This must be a rare date. Only one birthday on June 25th. So Dilan Nirmidon ga urura airport minister. Congratulate me, happy birthday, and happy birthday to everybody else in the month of July. I mean June. Sorry. The month July. Brand Sulang, yeah. Yeah, the wadi dulit tour belau. The man lo nitra bek other belau lo ase. Arang liget, man la blagar nil el train mat mokhtir gire la gal games. So gida other belau, me bodo to the mo oengartir. To spare yit. Make sure I get McClole diwa ma diura other belau. Militia and arang liget kata Samaria Artire, Samaria Hostra Games. Tira alam klat kara beklado ase. Tira bo do tisel bertiga dengan rigid, misal ungil hospitality rigid en morar beklado me tira me ordingra abel waf. Oh, be safe. Oh, lagado makalam la speedo, tokara adang araran, especially lagado irtela lagado makalam la. Matamal, di kalswadan matamal lagi din adal mel dingra abel waf, digila lagi al tukul. Di ulaklat kali kita kada mga madar til me so that make sure the wheel kart mok le wheel sel bak le mo kay tim Palau oh tiadi ulaklat ka akmal remember first micro games kita other belam le hostri sel time ya nasa present na mura mal make sure ada ba play core kam le bring lo reor mo sel ay garo wul venue ma apekal basyo adik kertmok le clean marael tara una mrali sel ablur belau kertmok le clean godoni tra bek la adro ase ko mara igal venue mara umbasa komi pick up ngal mol ara komi ile ngar ale dro de gadil ngar ale adra public kor ayse akmude ase ministro biang amal to karadal di tigadiri gal mo song sa sum gede da kadamo matra khro ina ما بدور بيبر هذا كنا الشباب الرتيال recent trip تنغاري هذا بكل بدين لابلو كيرا شباب يعني one reason تكيرا شباب تاسين خاطر كلين البلو and then تقدر ديلي ministry وبيا عشان دي بس أبلغ قومي دي قومي نتوسع هذا يتشد هذا خارجي كرا قومي سكيدا كده المرشح كنيه continue اللي سيري everything clean up a lot but it can be better I think mang Obran sulang, dia sudah makan tengah terapel. Oh, lagi amal betul Allah sedang announcement-nya.
Mr. President,
Oh, kamu.
trigger create Palau exhibit. Betul first floor lagi dale one stop. Umura mini games, emori trigger role ora artist maradlo traktoran sen, may bebira venues. Padaman mga madawar adro huy, basta pel kung ora holding trigger gitu. Support the trigger local artist.
Say it in English.
Oh, yeah. So on the first floor of this one-stop building, there will be a Create Palau exhibit. There will be a bunch of exhibitors and local artists selling and showcasing their art. So we welcome all the athletes and guests to come and visit.
Thank you. And I guess the reminder I said in Palau, but I can share it in English, was we want to keep Palau clean. So that requires all of us working together to make sure that we dispose our waste in the proper disposal area. When there's a lot of people, sometimes we get, we think somebody else is there to clean it up. But I think it's all of our responsibility working together. Thank you. God bless. And we're looking forward to exciting games. Sura.